I'm ready. What up? Let's get to it. So, before I get into the Tagovailoa situation, first off, prayers up to Tagovailoa and his family. You understand? I just want to get into the Bills versus the Dolphins. It was a blowout, a manhandling, a domination of the Bills. So I want to speak on the Bills and just what do I see them? Do they look like a real team? Are they legit again this season? And I think so. Like I said, it was a dominant performance from Josh Allen, even though Josh Allen, he didn't even have to do too much. And that's kind of something new we see from the Bills. Normally we see Josh Allen forcing throws, putting the team, having always put the team on his back, right? Even when STEFON Diggs was in the building, we saw Josh Allen have to do too much, try too hard, you know what I'm saying? And there was people that said, oh, they got rid of their two best receivers, got rid of STEFON Diggs. Well, first off, Diggs is a diva. He will remain a diva, and he's been a diva. Even us Minnesota Vikings fans know that firsthand, just how he handled the situation improperly, right? In full totality, the way he went about leaving the Vikings, asking for a trade, being a pussy in general. And I'm not disrespecting him, I'm just stating facts. He's a diva. So it looks like STEFON Diggs hit with his exit that has helped the Bills. Now, it's not a whole lot of pressure to force the ball to Diggs, huh? Josh Allen doesn't have to feel pressure to force the ball to a certain receiver or force the ball downfield. You know why? Because they have trenches on both sides of the ball. At least last night, oh yeah, their trenches were dominant defensively and offensively, dog. That's where the games are won at the end of the day, period. Here. Yeah, the offense, they can run the ball now. They gave James Cook the ball. What he had, 3 touchdowns? That takes the ball out of Josh Allen's hands. That's less hits Josh Allen is taking. So I think the Bills are a more dangerous team than they were with STEFON Diggs and the other receiver they lost up. If we're being honest, their defense looks scary. Their defense looks spooky. They even lost their safety, right? It didn't affect them. That goes a long way with coaching. It shows you the solid coaching staff they have from head coach down, top to bottom, right? Heavy. Here. But their trenches, dog, D-line and O-line, pure domination. And that sets everything up. So, yes, the Bills are a dangerous team once again. And anytime you got a quarterback with the talent of Josh Allen, dog, you're in every game. And Josh Allen in his prime, elite, one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL. Now, he's playing smart football. He doesn't feel pressure to force things, to make plays happen. Coaches putting him in the right position where he can just play the game. Now, it's going to come. It's going to be some game. We're going to see who the Bills are really, missing STEFON Diggs and having pretty much just good receivers. They don't have a superstar receiver. So will that affect them down the line, playoff time, when they play, better competition? Well, they said the same thing about the Chiefs last season, and look what happened, huh? They went all the way to the promised land, huh? All the way to the pinnacle, dog. You hear me? Ultimate goal, dog. But starts with your quarterback. You got a quarterback, an elite, great quarterback at that. You got a chance to win. You don't need all these superstar receivers. You don't need weapons at each position, dog. You can get by. That's why the Vikings could never get by, because they never had that elite quarterback. And yes, I got to throw the Vikings in there. You hear me? And I stand on it. I think the Vikings can play with any team in the NFL, including the Bills. I think the Vikings' trenches is much improved this season on both sides of the ball. And we're going to see what's really going on when they play the Niners, when the hyped up Niners come to town. You hear me? I hope they don't think they know bullies. Yeah. Get to that later, though, dog. Big school here. But yes, the Bills look very impressive. Their defense flies around, speed on the defense. Their coaches got those players coached up, fired up, ready to go, dog. You got to respect it. I respect how they play with tenacity, violence, control, chaos, similar to how the Vikings look versus the G-men. You hear me? My bad. Them little giants. You know what I'm saying? So the Bills, very impressive. Upper echelon, top teams, top tier in the NFL once again. And I think Josh Allen probably feels more comfortable with this situation. You know, it's tough to be playing with a diva. Somebody always crying. Somebody always begging for the ball. It's one thing to want the ball. I understand it. You want the ball. You want to be great. You're a competitor. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. Even Jettas wants the ball. But when you start pouting and crying on your crybaby-ish, becoming a distraction, get your ass out the building, Diggs. Same thing will happen with the Texans. Oh, it's all good now. It's week one. It's week one. Let's just let it pan out. Let it play out, But the Bills, man, look very good. Look very good. The Dolphins, they're a finesse team. They're a finesse team, dog. You cannot win the big games. You cannot bang with the bullies. Being a finesse team, it can get you a certain amount of wins, but it's a cap to that. It will be a cap to that eventually. You ain't gonna make no playoff run. We saw that last season with the Dolphins, huh? Everybody talking about all these points they putting up, all the speed they got on the field. What happened playoff time? You hear me? When it's cold, dog, and you pounding that rock, huh? And they pounding that rock, running it down your throat. You got to be able to run the ball. You got to have them big boys up front, dog. You got to be firm and strong in them trenches, dog. This ain't rocket science. This football, homie. Point blank, period, dog. So the Dolphins are who the Dolphins are, and I think this game defined their season, dog. Not only with the horrible loss, but with the Tua injury, man. They might not have a quarterback, at least Tua at quarterback. You ask me, let's just get into it. I think Tua should retire. The Vikings need to do right by Tua. The Vikings need to do right by Tua, dog. And I know I got his head top for going against Flores, but we ride with Flores. But at the end of the day, you don't wish injury on nobody, dog. Not even the rival teams, you know. Prayers up to Jordan Love. You don't never wish injuries on nobody, you hear me? Because some injuries you may not be able to bounce back from, dog. Tua, I think it's time for Tua to retire. He need to talk to his family. He need to take at least 2 months off. And the Dolphins need to do right by that man, homie. They ain't do right by him last year, but he was just another body. So I hope Tua realize that, dog. Heavy. I hope Tua realized that. How they treat him last year, just another body, rushed him back on the field, and he on live TV. Shaking, unconscious, dog. That's a dangerous situation. And guess what? He didn't even take a hard hit. It wasn't no hard, brutal hit. It wasn't no illegal hit, helmet to helmet, nothing like that. Dude, Hamlin didn't even hit him hard. Hit him with his arm for real. Tua ran into him, if we want to really break it down. You hear me? Yeah, Tua ran into him, homie. It's a dangerous situation. Dangerous situation. But if Tua and his family smart, they're going to come together, sit down and really talk about this, dog. Pros and the cons. But you ask me, 3 concussions, homie. Bad concussions where he's on the field unconscious, shaking, losing control. That's a problem, dog. That's a big problem. And it comes a point in the time when is the player's life important? Life after football, or is it all about what now? Huh? Is the players really just another body like they've proven, like the NFL has proven, dog? Do the Dolphins really care about Tua, or they got so much invested in him, they just paid him, they want to get everything out of it. They don't care if it could cost him his life, huh? You got the head coach throwing him under the bus low-key, so I don't respect that, man. I'm glad Brian Flores did what he did with the Dolphins, dog, because the Dolphins looking real iffy, looking real sketchy, looking real suspect, you ask me, huh? They don't care about Tua, in my opinion. Why they rushing back last year? Tua need to take at least a month, 2 months off if he really wants to come back. And I understand it's not easy for a player to just retire, you know, when he's invested in his team. They've been doing this their whole life, growing up, pressure on them since a young buck, ages 5, 6. They in the mix, man. Plans to go to the NFL, get molded, you know, develop. You hear me? Camps, coaches, dog. Family investing in them, dog. You hear me? Coaches going to camp 7-on-7, building up, dog. All this hype and pressure on. Then they make it to the pinnacle, then they got to stop playing. It's tough for players, dog, especially true competitors who want to be there for their team, want to rock and roll for their team. You hear me? It ain't easy for Tua just to retire. Say, hey, I'm putting the helmet up, dog. I'm turning my cleats in. But if he's smart, he need to really sit back and think about it, man. And is this NFL, this football? What about life after football, dog? You see all these players dying, passing away, the CTE issues. So we just going to ignore it. So damn a football game, damn an NFL, even damn a payday. How does Tua want to be life after football, dog? Huh? When he's retired, when he's done playing the game, can he still function? You hear me? Huh? Can he still function, talk, etc.? Think, you hear me? That's the big question for me. That's the main concern. Forget the game. What's up with Tua, dog? Period. At the end of the day, you don't want to see no man go down. No injuries, dog. So prayers up to Tua and his family, man. Condolences. May he make the right decision. I think he needs to wrap it up. I think it should be a wrap for him, man. No disrespect to Tua. Nobody gonna look at him no kind of way. Downplay him. Disrespect him. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? Nobody gonna say he sucked. He's a clown. Nah, man. Get out the game while you're still healthy, Tua. Get out the game while you're still healthy, dog, because you continue to play. Oh, the Dolphins just going to continue to trot you out there. But they're going to put you on the field. Mike McDaniels, they just dare to win. And I understand it's the NFL. Your job is to win. But at the end of the day, Tua, how important is your life to you and your family, homie? We're talking about 3 concussions, bro. You out cold. You didn't even take a big hit, Tua. So think about if it was a major collision, big dog. How worse could this injury have been, homie? You know it's Roll Tide full of pride for real. But yeah, man. You want to see the best for Tua and any other player. At the end of the day, I don't care who it is, what team they play for, dog. Injuries suck. They're part of the game, but they suck, homie. Especially major injuries like this, man. Ongoing. This not just his first one. There's 3 concussions, homie. Huh? 3 concussions, dog. So your Tua got a lot to think about as well as his family, dog. Let's just get into what some of the NFL is saying, what some of the people are saying, man. But it's time for Tua to really think about what's going on, dog. In my opinion, let me know how you feel about it. You agree or disagree, man? I think Tua need to let him go, man. For real. Yeah, he need to call it a career. You know what I'm saying? I think he need to call it a career, man. If you ask me, dog. So only pass or fall. They gonna do it like that. It's time for him to give it up, man. They talk about the game. Miami Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa suffered a concussion in a scary collision with Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin. We saw Damar Hamlin last year fight for his life, break down on the field. It's not a game. It's not for play. This is serious, homie. And it appeared to have a lasting effect on those watching. It wasn't a pretty sight. It wasn't a pretty sight, dog. Very uncomfortable thing to see, homie. Let's see, Dez Bryant. That's it. NFL, go ahead and do the right thing. Tua has had entirely way too many concussions. He needs to retire for his longevity health concerns. That's facts, bro. But I agree with Dez Bryant on this one, man. That's NFL, I understand it's ultimately Tua's decision, but somebody got to step in and really talk to this dude and say, hey, man, this is dangerous. This is risky. We got Shannon Sharp. we know Shannon Sharp been in the media. He talking about it was an accident. Different channel, different topic. Really hope Tua is okay, but he's got to seriously think about shutting it down. I hate saying this. His concussions are getting worse and worse, and he's a young man with his entire life ahead of him. Facts, man. Facts. Good. I mean, this is like back to back, right? Back to back. If I'm Tua, I'm taking my money and my ass to Hawaiian Islands and never playing football again. It's not worth it. That's just way too many head injuries for a young man with his whole life in front of him. Facts, dog. I feel the same way. Part of the discussion is going to be about if he should play anymore ever again. That's the reality. That makes me feel sick, but it's part of the discussion now. Just want the man to be safe. That's it. Healthy, dog. Healthy, man. That's it. That's what it's about. Longevity. Life after football, dog. Life after football. Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel was asked after the team lost to the Buffalo Bills whether he thought it was safe for Tagovailoa to play football. I think from a medical standpoint, I don't approach things that I'm far inferior of expertise. Mike McDaniel, stop capping, my boy. You ain't got to have no expertise. You see your quarterback didn't have 3 concussions. Last year, horrible concussion, shaking on the field. So you know what time it is. He talking about a medical standpoint. He don't approach things. It ain't got to be from a medical standpoint. Mike McDaniel. See, that's what I'm talking about. Mike McDaniel, dude. He be on his weird tip sometime anyway. He talking about an inferior of expertise. What are you talking about? Look at the game and look at your player on the field. I'm just here to support my teammate. Like I said, McDaniel told reporters, I think for me, go ahead and forecast things. I don't know in my non-field of expertise. I don't think that's appropriate. Man, Mike McDaniel, shut up, my boy. No cap. I think we'll find out some more information tomorrow in terms of where Tua's at. He'll be able to spend a good amount of time being evaluated, and then we'll have conversations and progress as appropriate. Man, I don't care too much what Mike McDaniels is saying at this point, because he just lost it with what he just said, homie. He talking about it's not his expertise. So what? You see your player on the field shaking, incoherent, and this is becoming consistent year in, year out. Are you talking about what you don't know? Come on, bro. And I get it. You just want to win at the end of the day. Your job on the line. You got to win. You want the dub. So I get it, Mike McDaniels. But stop that capping, man. You know it's time for this dude to stop playing the game. You know it's time for this dude to stop playing the game. One more concussion, then what? Another concussion happened, then what? Or if it's something more serious, then what? This wasn't even a big collision. This was something light. Hamlin didn't even hit him with his body. Tua ran into him. So what happens if he get hit harder? In a different spot, homie, really helmet-to-helmet contact. Then what? Or what you going to be saying, Mike McDaniels? It's still not your expertise? Man, shut your ass up, man. Big SKOL here. That's my thoughts, my opinions on it, man. The Bills probably for real will see more. As far as the Dolphins, they're just a finesse team, in my opinion, and you can't win a championship just being strictly a finesse team, dog. At some point in time, you got to bang in the trenches. As far as Tua, like I said, I think he should leave the game. Will he leave the game? It's up to him at the end of the day. As a true competitor, I'm sure it's hard for him. But prayers up, condolences to him and his family, dog. Hope it all works out, man. Big SKOL here. SKOL, Vikes, win, lose, or draw. Heavy, man. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell. Make sure you hit that bell, man. Yeah.